Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today was inflation, core inflation, whatever. But I'm not gonna draw today because I feel like shit and I cannot physically do any more work today. I am so exhausted. I did too much, but I'm still gonna get the YouTube video because if you watch yesterday's video from the 3 minute and 40-second point, everything happened like I said it would, right? So essentially we had the bounce, left shoulder head, right shoulder, completing an inverse head and shoulder, right? Bullish structure, bullish sentiment. What happened today was we closed this cup, right? And then we tested the liquidity level at 590, which is exactly what I said in my video. If you check from the 3 minute and 40-second mark from yesterday, so the 14th. So check that. And then we grabbed that liquidity, we formed that handle, right? Grabbed that liquidity, had that break, and then we tested orange, right? And after that, to call it a day, right? Because to go up from here, you would have to understand that we have to build a better risk reward and liquidity for the market to go up, right? Just exactly how the market built the liquidity here with the handle, same thing has to happen here, form a cup, then go up and attack these levels right here, right? Um, and then grab liquidity, so on and so forth, right? Depends on how far the market will move up, right? But the market can essentially go from here all the way up, so it can essentially have a 9 point move, right? But if it, or the market can decide it wants to grab liquidity off of teal right here, so left shoulder head, right shoulder here, and then push up, right? So there's many scenarios here that can happen. We just have to wait for the market to reveal itself, which is going to happen in this week, hopefully by Friday, right? Also, the other possibility is we just left shoulder here, head right here, right shoulder right here, and breakdown right here, right? Teal, right? Um, left shoulder, head, right shoulder here, and test blue, right? So testing blue is what the key level that you should look out for. If we are headed down, right? Same thing, like I've been saying, the whole blue has been support for the whole time since December 19th, right? So be careful. But anyways, yeah, so that's essentially it. And then the 5 minute, like I just want to show you today's trade, for example, right? So left shoulder head, right shoulder right here, and you can see how we tapered along the orange, right? So if you did want to get an entry right here, you should have waited for the market to give you that opportunity to build like liquidity, right? What you did with this right shoulder, forming an inverse head and shoulder on the right shoulder. So left shoulder head, right shoulder on the right shoulder, microstructure. So then give us that big move up, and then you can see again tapering right here. What does the market do? Build the liquidity off of pink, right? Um, uh, and then bounce off pink and then close this final cup, close the cup at teal, right? And then again, what happens? You have to wait for the handle now, right? So same thing that happened essentially right here should happen right here, right? So pretty much that's the gist of the story. And if you really paid attention to my yesterday's video, you should have waited for the bounce off the pink right here, right? At and then the bullish engulfing candle right here, and then the move up, right? And you could have taken the trade at the break of purple, right? Which is right here, right? And then essentially 2 point trade, right? So yeah, so I'm gonna show you that intraday now. I'm not gonna draw, I don't care. I'm too lazy. You guys should get it by now. Or I'm not lazy, but I'm just like I'm developing an app right now actually, so just like it's just a lot of stress and all that, so I don't wanna do that right now. Okay, left shoulder, head, right shoulder right here, right? So left shoulder, head, right shoulder right here, and on this right shoulder, you see what essentially happened was you see the tapering at orange, right? So the market wants to build more liquidity, so which is what it did, and this completed left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then the entry at 115, right? um, and then you can see how the market started. Every time we activated the strong green, right, the market rejects orange, builds more liquidity off of blue, right? And then the final breakthrough of the day for right here, right? So there you go. And then you realize there's no continuation because it's rejecting orange and teal, and then you can go from there. but so that is pretty much it. And to where do we go from here? Like I already showed you guys that, but also let's talk about the core inflation, CPI, whatnot, right? So for being a long-term investor, it is kind of riskier in my eyes because we have to wait till March at least to know if the Feds will hike or not hike the rate. So what's going on right now is I believe so the inflation rate did come in lower, giving us that boost, but the core inflation rate, which is what the Feds typically look at, is still came in higher, right? So the market had the reaction today. Essentially, you could have also held calls overnight because of this bullish structure. The left shoulder head, right shoulder, right. We completing this inverse head and shoulder. So the bullish structure was there. Okay, so again, the market will do what it wants. It will always. So although theoretically it shouldn't have gapped up like this today, it's really because we really set up ourselves with this structure. And if you watch yesterday's video, I literally predicted everything that would happen. It's kind of funny that yeah, but it's just that's what trading is. It's so easy to read the markets once you understand everything, right? So but what does this mean for being a long-term? So typically what's going on right now is inflation is rampant in some sectors, right? So this creating a divergence because while inflation rate is getting lower, the core inflation rate is getting higher. So that divergence is there, showing that there's places where inflation is still hitting, right? So how to address that? Come March, we'll know. So that is why being a long-term investor is kind of proceed with caution, of course. Trade what you're comfortable doing, right? The scenario you're in. But essentially, why I don't think they will hike it, because if you hike it, the market's gonna crash, okay? Like, or yeah, it's just gonna crash. Like, it's just gonna create so much like negativity that the Feds don't want, that they don't want, because they all they want to do is stimulate the economy, right? Or essentially keep this bull run forever lasting, right? So if it comes March and they feel like essentially rate hikes are gonna be the last resort, right? So wait for the future datas, like March, right? And next month I believe some data, right? Not sure exactly the dates, but just be careful, watch that. And being a day trader is super nice in the sense because you don't have to worry about the underlying anything, right? You just trade with the flow essentially, right? You're not worrying about long-term effects, or you're not even worrying about right? So it's just like all of that. That's why day trading is really the best job ever, because there's nothing like it, right? And but yeah, essentially just look out for that. I doubt they would do the rate hike because that would just crash the markets, okay? That would just really crash the markets, and I don't think that's what they wanted. Because realistically, what they've been doing, they've been bailing everyone out. They've been stimulating the economy. What if they hike it? That's just gonna do the opposite, right? So that goes against what they've been doing for the past, basically the 3 years, right? So 3-4 years, yeah. So like, just go with that. Don't have a bias, right? Just go with the flow. If you're a long-term investor, just scale back a little, maybe, right? Or it's up. No financial advice, but I would personally scale back. But if you're a day trader, these are perfect scenarios because this is gonna cause markets to be volatile, and you're really gonna get so much action off of this. But anyways, good night. I have a shit ton of stuff going on in my life right now, but still making these videos. But see you guys tomorrow.